Bueno, mi gente. We're gonna do some English. What going on, my peoples? Hey, first off, thank you guys so much for helping us get the name The Couch Podcast out there. The first episode featuring Guado on Facebook alone, over 11,000 views. A total combined with everything else, 20,000 views. That's wild. Like, man, I was like, man, I don't got a couple thousand for sure. You could ask Devin behind the cameras here. I tell you, I don't got a couple thousand for sure. But that amount, thank you guys so much. Tell you guys we're going to have a lot more coming up. And I'm so super excited to have this person with me today. Now, excuse me, because I write a little thing, so I'm going to be reading, so hold it down. But today, we're here joined by a legend in the Virgin Islands music scene. Over 2 decades of experience, man known as one of the top DJs in the territory and outside of it. His career took a pivotal moment after suffering a serious accident. And after his recovery, and to be fair, he's still recovering, but he's definitely taken a love to the youths from youth sports, teaching them how to DJ, and a lot more stuff. Without further ado, we're going to dive into the journey, the experiences of the one and only DJ Papy Pops.
Yeah, bless. First off, I want to say big up Jaco.
Thank you.
Big up Devon.
Yes.
This is a moment that no one in this history would appreciate, but I do.
No, we have to get this story out. When I talk about the podcast and I talk about everything else, I want to get his stories. We all know people's stories, like we don't really know it, you know? And no es lambiendo ojo.
No.
Papy Pops has been a person who helped me in a pivotal and crucial moment when I was coming up as an artist. It was hard for a Latin person to do what I was doing and get plays. It was hard. DJs wouldn't entertain me compared to others. This man here put me on the radio. He put me on a TV show. Like, he did a lot. Now it's my turn to now bring him on here and talk about the days. Like how I tell you in the message, I tell some people, hey, I'm going to have Papy Pops on. They started like, what? Listen. Back in the days when Papy Pops were in Isle 95, it's reggae jam session. Back in the old school days, we recording it, putting it on a cassette, so then we could play it on the truck, and in our car, and we're going to school. I was like, wow. And he's like, man, you got to ask about handles. I don't know about handles.
Nah.
I know about Parrot Porch.
Oh, yeah, that's
I was still young, I ain't supposed to, but I know about Parrot Porch. And a lot more stuff. So we're going to get into it real quick. Papy Pops, how did you get into this industry as a young Latin person in the Virgin Islands?
Well, first off, you know, if you're going to start my career, my career is huge. But in the beginning, I was a dancer.
Wait. What?
That's right.
What?
Hold up.
What is it?
Hold up. I was a dancer. I was a break dancer, one of the top break dancers on the island.
Awesome.
It all occurred in a competition in New York where I broke my leg. When I broke my leg at the competition, I started to be the DJ of the group. And that's where it all really kicked off, because my thing was dancing. I love music and I thank my mom and my dad.
God bless.
Because every morning we wake up on a Sunday, it's music in the house all day.
Yes.
You understand? And back in the days, my grandmother, she was a top Christmas entertainer. Every parade, every quadrille dance. Me as a youth baby, I go in quadrille dance. So I was into dancing and music for a very, very long time.
Well, sir, I didn't know the breakdancing. To be fair, I've seen pictures of you back in the day. Yeah. So I could now I could see, okay, yeah, man, he definitely.
Yeah. So doing the dancing thing, you know, like I said, the career began after my injury with the breakdance and stuff, and I did many shows. a lot of shows, high school shows, and that's where it all really began. But becoming a DJ now was another stepping story. When I used to go attend Catholic school in my early days, and in St. Patrick's School, I had an opportunity to be an intern at WRRA. That was the Reef in Frederiksted, where they gave me an opportunity to work on weekends. So when I learned, I used to do the backup shows. Now I couldn't be on air because in them days, you had to get a license from FCC. But you had to be a certain age to take that license. So I learned everything, and that's what I used to do on weekends. Just go to the station, learn everything, back up everybody, play the commercials, and all of that. When all of that occurred, I still wasn't a DJ. Get me? I just was doing the radio thing because it was an internship. I loved it. I loved music. But then it grew. Every summer, I had a cousin named Bionic. His name is Alan Brady. Lived in Montbijou. So every summer, I would go to his house. I would spend the summer with them. But he had a room with turntables, a mixer, and all the music because he was a DJ. So they used to laugh at me when I go in there. They used to tell me, "Why you DJ no song? You know what you're doing." And they had a joke on me. But I never studied them. So when they go out to play basketball and they go and play kickball and football, I stay home. I stay in a room by myself. Lo and behold, we had a party in the house. And they accepted me. I said, "Can I play a little bit?" So they were laughing at me. The place was packed. People were dancing. So they gave me an opportunity. And when they gave me the opportunity, my first song was Planet Rock. I don't know if you know the song, but the song was a hip-hop song. Back in the days, it was a hot song. Planet Rock. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. So I started to play it and started to mix it. Everybody come out the floor. So that was another story there. That was my first shot to give me, Jacko. So, no, this is reality. So they took me off the turntables. One time. You understand? I didn't feel bad. I was like, okay. You know? Boom. That was my first X as a DJ. Clearing the floor. They laughed at me, but lo and behold, that laughter became the biggest punch in my heart. Because I grew from there. See what I became.
Yes, sir. Well,
but that's how it all started.
That's the basis.
Yeah, that's the beginning.
The roots of what started it. So you started in New York, break dancing, doing your stuff. Unfortunately, break dancing, you broke.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Two places. Two places. Yeah.
So then you went into the DJing career you do have a background already, knowing more or less as far as radio, not fully DJing, but you was already good with the, as you stated, interning. At the radio
the station,
back in the early days.
Yeah.
So you're already familiar with the set.
When it comes to the radio, I already had all the knowledge of that.
Correct.
But as a DJ and be mobile, I had no knowledge of that.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
So now, when that accident happened, when did you come back to St. Croix and establish? Because I know Baku gear.
Yeah, that's way before all of that. Way long before all of that. We're talking about high school then. I mean, not elementary.
Okay, we still in
school. We still in elementary.
Okay, yeah.
Into high school now, right? I met Eugene Rodriguez. He used to work at the radio station as well, but he was a DJ. And back in those days, you had DJs like Cubby Lynn, Swan, Dexter. These were the DJs who used to play teen disco in Island Center, right? And I was a normal Island Center man, so in high school, that was our club. You understand? Island Center was our club. Every month, you had to have good grades in order to go to attend this party.
What?
Every month. Every school, every high schooler, teen disco. That's where we used to go. That was our jam. Okay? So, We used to go to that, attend it, you know, do a thing, party, have a good time. And then it so happened throughout my high school days, I started to play in all the high school parties with Eugene. So I started to get a lot of people loving like the way we play and stuff like that. And my junior year, while attending Teen Disco and stuff, the DJs had an issue while playing at Teen Disco, and I got opportunity to play at Teen Disco.
Opportunities, boy.
Yeah, it was a chance. And listen, tear up the place.
That's what I'm talking about.
You understand? Here it is now. At Teen Disco. I'll tell you about breakdancing, right?
Yeah.
They had a guy that was playing one of the Teen Discos, and the guy started to windmill and stuff on the stage. We went to him and tell him, don't do it. You could fall off the stage. Now, I used to set up, if you know Island Center, I used to set up on the ground right above the stage.
Yeah.
So my turntables are close to the stage. Lo and behold, the guy windmill and fall on the turntable. Listen, we're doing an interview, but I'm gonna be real with you. They beat him. The people at the dance beat him from the stage through the gate, all the way down past the hospital, down to the corner where Kentucky there. That was the end of Teen Disco. Because, you know, violence in them days.
Yeah. Up till now, still now.
Yeah, they
It's not tolerated.
They ended it right there. You understand? That was the last of Teen Disco. That's what did it. The man fell and popped turntables. That was it. You understand? And this is high school we're talking about. Right? This is just all through my school years. My senior year, I was also a baseball player. Correct. So I was real good at playing baseball, and I had an opportunity to play college baseball. So my DJ career went on hold because my thing was sports, right? So I got an opportunity to play where I played in Santo Domingo, and then I went to Houston Tillotson University, where I played, and I did very well. I played in the college all-star games, and, you know, I did very well. You understand? Came back home and did my thing here too, where I got opportunities to see a lot of scouts and everything, but I didn't get the other step to go further. So DJing was always my thing, you know? So I was able to stick with my DJing. And Sky was the lane after that.
I hear you on that one. So from elementary to high school, you was already unbeknownst to your own self, right? 'Cause when we all young, when we in things, we really don't even realize we that in things. You know? Like I don't tell people, like, it's just happening, and we're just going with the flow. And out of that, always led you to have a way to fall back on and always bring bread and produce something for the family. Eh?
You know the funny part about that, Jacko? It wasn't even about money. You understand? I think in our days, our parents were more, do something for yourself.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
You understand? It wasn't about money, you know? And that's what people don't understand, that today, most people look at money.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Money
I mean, move. Seriously.
Right,
the first thing is money. Me ain't no money, me ain't doing nothing. But you have to sacrifice sometimes to get what you want. Amen. And sometimes you have to give up yourself, you know, like, yo, I got to do this because I know what I'm going to get out of it. You understand? Yeah. And I try to reiterate that to a lot of people, especially youngers that coming up now. Yes, we have difficulties. Yes, we have things to pay. But they have to show them that I want what you're going to give me.
Well, I could tell you a lot about that one.
We don't have to discuss. That's another episode.
That's a whole other topic, man. I've been in management for years. So
right.
I know the issues that we see while interviewing the young guys and everything. I've been there, done that.
Right. And that's why I even have to tell you that's another episode and the whole when it comes to this industry.
Yeah.
You understand?
But so backtracking to where we was at, you now coming out of high school, you're already doing your little DJing thing. You already get a name set for yourself. Was it always Papy Pops?
No, oh, see that, Jacko. I don't know how much time you got, but yes, we gonna talk about that. Listen, my name was Daddy Pops.
Hey, Daddy Pops.
When I got on I-95, and I got an opportunity with the Reggae Jam session.
Yeah.
Before we go there,
Yeah, wait.
yeah,
Let me go back
it's
there,
a
'cause
lot of steps.
We
before
there in high
reach there.
school, coming out the
But
high school scene.
we still in high school, right? So it was Daddy Pops at the time, all right? Remember, I wasn't as known or as big in the industry as yet.
Correct, I understand. You
So,
was there. You
I was creeping. Actually, I didn't know I was creeping.
Yeah, I don't tell people. We
I
don't
was
realize
creeping.
what really going on.
Yeah, that's exactly what occurred. You know, I was creeping.
All right, so Daddy Pops entering the music scene. You first enter club scene, the radio scene.
No, the first scenes were parties.
Parties.
I used to sacrifice myself and go with a 40-watt radio that used to plug in, a RCA plug too. Little boombox that used to detach the speakers. And I used to put them up and just play music.
Let's go.
Just play. Parties, just put them up and I spin my music.
See, el querer es poder. I'll be telling people, man, if you really want to do something, you could get it done. Look,
I didn't have
how
no
it is.
system. I don't have no big set. I didn't have no amps, no equalizers. It was a little boombox. You detach the speakers one way this way, one way that way. Turn it up. They used to call it roach box.
Yeah. Remember the
Remember
Roach
that?
Box back in the days? Yeah.
But that was our.
That's what we had.
That's what we had. But guess what? That used to turn up the party.
Yeah, man.
You understand?
So Daddy Pops, with his initial 40-watt radio, starting his parties, little house parties, up and down
Up and down,
birthdays,
but
everything
this,
like
this,
that.
wherever they got. Set up on a little corner at the room or a little corner outside or and do my thing.
And do your thing. I mean,
I
it's
never
amazing.
used to get paid for it.
Oh yeah, we all know about those.
Never used to get paid for it.
But it's a love thing we don't do. When we first started singing,
I even got farther than
do it
that.
for love.
My mom, like I tell you, used to have a lot of music. So I used to use their records. I couldn't buy records at the time. So I used to get their records and play what they got.
Nice. Alright, so then we're in the little party scene. We do the Daddy Pops era. When do we enter into the radio and now we start branching into, because I gonna get a little, I want to talk about Chubby and the whole other little thing that, you know,
Well, to
but
reach the trouble, we got a long way.
we're going to reach there. We're going to reach there because I got a lot of stories.
Yeah.
Both how we growing up in Clifton Hill and how me and he used to do all kind of stuff. But the era of now coming into the reggae jam session, because that, from what the feedback I've gotten to the people I talk about, that's what really like.
Yeah, that
Like-
was the point of my career that took me over the Blue Mountain. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Because once the airways hit off of St. Croix, that's what took it to the other level.
Yeah.
Reaching there now, while I was in college, I was a DJ at that point. So I used to play to the Latin Lounge in Texas. And one of the biggest clubs heard me play to the Latin Lounge and hired me to, it was called Foxy's. I don't know if you ever heard of Foxy's in Houston, Texas. That was the biggest club ever. They gave me an opportunity to work, and I used to work on Friday nights there. That's when I started to get paid.
Nice.
You understand? In those days, $500 and $600 was big money.
Yeah, man. Still
In
big
those
money
days,
now.
that was top-notch money for a DJ.
Yes, sir.
So I used to do that on Friday nights. I started playing in Austin, then they took me to Houston. They loved what I was doing, so they keep moving me to the different big clubs that they had. And that's how it really started, the DJ thing for me started to get. Because there I met like Shaquille O'Neal, I met all those big stars, you know what I mean? Get to meet a lot of entertainers, because they used to come to that club. That was the main club.
Yeah, you're that top notch. You're the first level.
Yeah, get to meet all the artists, you know, and build relationships with them because I was a DJ. And I was grateful for that, not knowing that it would lead me to another place in my life where the relationship built so much that I could have called on them one-on-one like that and say, hey, I'm in St. Croix, what can you do for me? These kind of stuff.
So the reggae jam session vibes is what elevated Daddy Pops to Papi Pops then.
In the Caribbean.
In the Caribbean.
So while being on the reggae jam session now, well, when I came back home after college, 2 days after I reached on St. Croix, I was in my dad's house, cooling. Someone came to the house. Pop, I've been in my room. My dad come and say, there's a guy who wants to speak to you outside. I said, Dad, nobody know I'm home.
So I think.
You know? He said, well, somebody out there to talk to you. I didn't know who it was. So I went outside, and it was one of the security guards from Hondos. He came to me. His name was Lake. Came to me. He said, hey, Pops, I heard you're home. You see me? I'm here. You know? So I said, what going on? Just, we at home. What going on? I said, man, I hear you at home, man, and I hear you were tearing up the clubs in the States. So he said to me, we want to invite you to Hondos to spend a night. They said, I can't play that. They don't play my music. Hondos is all top 40. I play freelance, meaning I play everything.
Yeah.
I just don't play top 40 music. He said, listen, don't worry about any of that. Just come. I just want them to hear you. I want them to hear you. I said, no, I'm not coming. So that he left, came back the next week. He said, hey, I come again, man. Listen, you got to do this, bro. Just walk with Rebecca. Just do an hour. Let them hear you. I said, give me a number, man. I'll call you. Let me think about it. So I thought about it. I said, you know what? Let me just do it for doing its sake. And I called him, and he came back to me and said, okay, Saturday, I'll come for you.
One time he playing, he wanted this one.
Right, so he came and picked me up, and I remember walking with a little bag. I had a bag, I put like maybe 40 records in it. Just said, man, let me just go and do this thing. Lo and behold, I went that Saturday night. So when I went, I met a DJ that was playing music, writing on every song he played on a paper, and then he have a list. He can only pick one song out of that to play. I was like, yo, take me back home. This ain't for me. I'm not doing this. He said, no, don't study that. Don't worry about it. Just do your thing. I remember it was about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock the night. He said, Pops, come in. Do your thing. I said, bro, okay, I'll just do a half an hour. I told him like that. Well, when I started playing, bro, I ended up playing for 4 hours.
Yeah,
using their records or not. They didn't want me to come off.
That's amazing.
That's how it all started. That was that Saturday. They said, we want you to come back next week. I said, man, all right, I'll come. When I went back next week, that DJ was gone. Just like that. And then I stayed there for...
Yeah, for the rest of the days.
That's how it all began. But then, while being at Hondos, I-95 heard about me.
That's where I was actually going.
Yeah. I-95 heard about me while playing at Hondos.
That's you got discovered.
So the owner of I-95, Jonathan Cohen, came one night to listen to me play. And then he came to the booth. He said, now, hey, man, you ever did radio? I said, of course I did radio. Hey, man, I'd like you to come and do a little playing live on the radio. I was like, sure, whenever you want me to come through. He said, I want you to come on the reggae jam session. So he invited me to Monday. So I went up to Monday. Kenny Cool J was on at that time, right? So Kenny, I knew him. I went up there, I set up my stuff. And then Kenny says, you know what? I want to just let you play. I just do the commercial. I said, do what you got to do. I do what I got to do. So I went there to Monday. After that Monday night, he told me come to Tuesday. So I went to Tuesday. They say, come back Wednesday.
Awesome.
And then the Wednesday say, come all day, every day.
That was it.
Remember, Hondo's was across the street. So I didn't mind going there playing and then go over to Hondo's because I used to play at Hondo's anyway. Man, that was 1 week, right? The next week, he was gone. He was gone, bro, just like that. Like, I came to work. I was like, where's Kenny? Oh, no, they ain't no Kenny. We got you now.
Well.
Yeah, Jack, I felt messed up, though. Because
No, of course, we don't have to mess up. Business is business. You ain't doing that with the intention.
Of moving anybody from the spot.
No, you're doing it just because you're thinking you're getting the exposure.
Yeah, but you know what? At the end of the day, that was God.
Yeah.
Because I got a major opportunity.
Correct.
And that's where Papy Pops came to light. You understand? I give credits 100% to Jonathan Cohen and Aisle 95. Because that blew it out of proportion then. That I-95 is where I got my major opportunity. People from all over the Caribbean, the States,
man.
everywhere.
Want to clarify this? We talking like, we say he's a top DJ, but Papy Pops used to be mashing up Florida. Papy Pops used to be mashing up Puerto Rico, BK, like you name it, DR. Like Papy, this guy was everywhere, and then also competing in top level DJ competitions. So don't think we just talking about a regular average DJ like tell somebody. No. We talking about if there's the DJ, it was this man here who set the trend, and everybody else could follow and have the exposure because of him. I give him a lot of credit out of St. Croix doing what he does because it's very hard, even though you get a little name out there in Houston and whatnot. It's very hard to still come back home and branch out and still keep that name and that energy alive.
One thing I want you to understand about Papy Pops too, though, I was never taught.
Yeah, me neither.
Everything I learned on my own. So here it is. When I wanted to play Calypso, I went to Tortola. I met my partner, DJ Commodore, and I wanted to see how to play Calypso, how to mix Calypso. When I wanted to learn to mix salsa and merengue, I went to Puerto Rico. And I have my boys in Puerto Rico, what you know. But that was, I'm talking about long before, you know. Mm-hmm. And I went over there, I see what they did, and I learned. When I wanted to play hip hop and R&B, I went to New York.
Yeah.
Okay? And guess what? You know Jam Master Jay for RUN DMC?
Yeah.
That's my boy. I used to be in their studio. Matter of fact, they gave me the first break in Nassau Coliseum. The first track I ever mixed on was Tevin Campbell. Can we talk? Jeez. I had my hands on that. People don't know that, but I'm telling you.
Now you know.
You understand? And when I wanted to play like blues and stuff, I went to New Orleans.
Yeah.
So I took all of this and I created Papy Pops. Because I already had the island flavor.
Yeah, we get a sazon.
You understand? I did all of that on my own.
Wow, that's an interesting journey from breakdancing to internship at a very young age, to then coming up to college and playing baseball, and then still rocking some of the top club DJs in Houston and Texas, coming back home to family, taking care and looking out, and they find you, right? The man come to your front door.
Yeah.
Hey, come. No. Hey, come. No. Hey, come. Man, that's how I want me to carry me home, man. No, man, do your thing. Mash it up. Get known by Jonathan. Jonathan, for those who know, that's the owner of Isle 95, the radio station, one we all grew up listening to for years. And made the name for himself that we all know as Papy Pops, right? My boy started from Daddy to Papy Pops. And that name has been a household name that I could say for years. My parents, they're pastors. They watch the content, right? But they could tell you they used to, hey, baja el volumen. Bring down the volume. Bring down the volume. Because we playing it loud. All the morning, we getting up in the morning. We listening to what's going on in the afternoons. After 5, the traffic, all that. It was the time, right? Radio was the stuff. Internet wasn't available at those times. We didn't have YouTube and all these playlists and all these things. It was very centralized, and we had our outlet, which was R95, and we would listen to it. Back in the days, I think we had also, on 93.5, the Spanish station, that we used to listen to as well. So what I say, right? And I think it's good to have the content for what we know, because again, we all know Papy Pops. How much I had know this man work with RUN DMC and those guys? How much of y'all know this guy's already been doing it? So again, we know Papy Pops, but we don't really know the story. And we're about to get into another serious part of the interview, in which now he done made a name for himself. Papy Pops touring all over the place. I tell you this man, if you know Rico, he will hear mashing it up. Santo Domingo, Florida, Texas. This man used to go all over the place, the DJ competitions. And then, just like what he doing now, I know he started early on mentoring DJs. And that's what I was talking about with Chubby.
Yeah,
You
but before we go to that,
a long time
a
ago.
very important thing I wanted to do.
Yeah, of course.
While being on the reggae jam session, Sega Promotion brought Beanie Man to a concert here.
Sing around.
The first one.
Nice.
Okay, so we do the promotions, right? So this is a serious thing. One night coming out of the reggae jam session, I got hold up by 4 guys with guns to my head. I had a DJ Pops pen and they bust it down for me. I just opened my hands. I said, look, take me out if I want to take me out. I'm not the one doing the concerts because they're looking for money.
Yeah.
I said, we just do promotions. We don't hold concerts. And, the guy told me, give me all you got. So he bust off my chain and he went with it, right? These are the other parts people don't know about. That night, I sat in my van because I don't even remember the red van that I used to carry my equipment in, but I had a big van, I had my equipment. I had all my equipment. They didn't do anything. All they did was bust that off and they walked with it. The next morning, as I woke up, a man come to my house and said, hey, that man robbed you last night? I said, yeah. I said, I know who do it, and you want your pendant back? I said, no, me want nothing. I said that to say this. When you're a good person and out here, right, and people do you something that attack, retaliation is not the key.
Understood. Yes. I agree.
You understand? Because I could have done many things. They know me as DJ Papy Pops. They don't know anything else about me.
Correct.
I left it alone. Lo and behold, the same man them that robbed me, do you know that's the same man them come back to me and give me money to give out to children? And they didn't know that I knew. I'm just letting you know that these are things that people don't know. And all I did this was for the love of my people at the Virgin Islands.
Yeah.
So now you can continue the interview. But I had to bring this out.
No,
Everybody think it's a bag of chips.
Oh yeah, no, I had guns pointed at me so much times, it ain't funny. But
it's a lot of things you go through.
Yeah, it's a lot in the journey, for sure. Yeah, you just give me flashbacks.
But
I've been there a lot of times, man.
As an artist, it's a lot of things we go through.
Yeah. We don't talk about that or publicize those types of things, because those are serious things that we just within family and we handle, and those things get taken care of. But
some need to be talked about. You know why?
We should.
Because we're living in a time here where people believe everything is what they see on TV.
Yeah.
Or what they portray it's going to be. But until you live it, you don't know it.
Yeah.
Until you go through that experience.
Yeah. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that goes behind everything. That
when people sleeping, we walk in.
Yeah. There's no sleeping.
There's no sleeping for us.
Everything is scheduled. If you don't have a good schedule timing, you ain't gonna make it, man. And there's a lot of frustration. I remember an artist when he was first coming out, he asked me to come and sit down with him in a group, right? Now that you're saying this. When he first started, and I remember sitting down with the whole group, and I told them, I was like, listen, if in 2 years y'all ain't ready to still have to keep on supporting and thinking that y'all gonna get monies in return, in 2 years, don't do this. I said, because I could tell you guys from now it's gonna be a hard thing. And how I look like, the views and all of the things, them is one thing, but to be able to bring that income, put it back in, and then to make an extra just $200, there's a lot of unspoken truth within the industry as well. Few of us make it out very well and be able to do stuff that, thank God, that we strive for to be successful and have a good family. But the industry ain't all like up our
No, listen, I bring one of the
Sure.
biggest concerts here on St. Croix. Busta Rhymes, Fugees.
Fugees.
You remember that? Okay, I was the one that did that. I did it in Puerto Rico. I did it here in St. Croix. All right? And let me tell you something. People won't recognize the caliber of work went into that. No sleep, no eat, a lot of money. You understand?
Yep.
You make a lot of money, yeah. But at the end of the day, is it worth it?
Yeah, you ask yourself the question. To be fair, somebody just asked me if I'm interested in opening up a club, and I was like, man, it's cool, right? Because again, Latino, right?
Yeah,
I'm looking
that's
to
it.
do the Latin scene, but at the same time, unfortunately, the first thing that comes to my brain was violence, right? Like, unfortunately, I know it shouldn't have been, but unfortunately, I was like, I know we could do this. I know that's no problem. That's doing the club thing is the easy part. Is now how does the crowd help the business stay afloat, right?
Can I
Because-
ask you a question now?
Go ahead.
You're the interviewer. Well, let's talk about Paris first, real quick.
Oh God,
I was a club man. see?
Poch.
See that? Let's talk about
had-
that real quick.
I had
You're
a
talking to the
partner.
right guy.
I had a partner message me, ask you why he banned me from Power Sports.
No, for real.
If you see the partner, you'll understand why.
Listen, I remember I used to do the local scene a lot.
Yeah.
Nothing for the Latinos. And then I was able to do something for the Latinos. Where I brought all them big bands and DJs and everybody here. You know that.
Yeah.
I did one of the biggest reggaeton concert ever here.
Yeah.
Okay? But anyway, Paris Perch was a club for the Latin people.
Yep.
We had a great time, you know. I had the Baku Gear group that I formed, right? It's not an easy thing to run any business, period, especially in the entertainment world.
Correct.
You understand? Kudos to everybody that's doing it.
Yeah, man. Hey, much love to everybody.
Everybody that's doing it.
It ain't an easy industry, man.
It is not. All right? When you come to somebody's establishment, respect it.
Please. Please.
Respect it.
Yeah. Because look, I remember from Paris Perch, we had a lot of good different, and slowly and surely our own selves is what caused those places to unfortunately now
Why Paris
no
Perch
longer
left?
exist.
Why did
Yeah,
he?
it was a lot of problems.
It was a lot.
It was a lot of problems.
You know?
Yeah.
We don't have no liability.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah, yeah.
The owners for the establishment suffers.
Yeah. Same thing for Moonraker. I was right across. I remember Moonraker back in the days was the same thing. I myself, couple victims. I had a couple fights in there myself. I know, but as a youngin, the alcohol scene, it's a lot. That's what got myself. When I thought on it, I was like, we do need like that. I would love to see the El Orgullo Latino.
Yes.
I can't say it in English right now, but El Orgullo Latino to come back here. Like I feel like it has slowly dissipated.
Yeah, deteriorating.
And it's like, man, yo, like we open our eyes real quick, los latinos aquí, and I don't say latinos, yo no digo boricua, yo no digo latinos, todos, all of us.
You know
right?
who called me yesterday from Texas?
Who?
Huh?
Tony?
No. No. DJ Negro, bro.
Ah, yeah, hermano.
You understand what I'm saying? He was writing with someone from the Virgin Islands.
Nice.
You understand? And these people never forget me.
Yeah, those are
Vico
those who
C.
know,
They
DJ
never forget
Negro
me.
is a pioneer in the reggaeton music industry. Pioneer.
You understand? So, what I try to tell people, the relationship that I've built in my career, everybody know them.
Yeah.
Everybody know them.
So, now going back to the good old Paris Perch Latin night days, I know they had a lot of controversy with fights with you as the DJ, you as the host. You had your Baku gear and your securities as well. Had a plenty of people getting thrown down those stairs to get out of here just to keep the peace and have the night rolling and continuing. there was a lot of stories because I can't say because I would probably get my big brother in trouble.
Yeah.
Man, and I'm gonna be like, ah! But no, man. I remember my brother used to tell me, stay downstairs.
Yeah,
And there in the alley, I hit up there. And I mean, it was good times though. You know, those are part of the time I was glad to be able to witness, to see the Latin movement. We're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna come back in. Make sure to stay tuned what we're dealing with. All right, dímelo mi gente. We back from our break. Crazy intense first half. We learned a lot about the history of who Daddy Pops. Now, Papy Pops is, and it was good to know these little details. We did talk about some serious stuff like being robbed, having guns pointed at him, the whole opportunities, right? One thing I want y'all to take away from this, learn and listen to when he said opportunities. When an opportunity presents itself, and you know you've been walking towards this, make sure you grasp it, squeeze it, and make sure you do the best that you can. Because them same opportunities can open up much more doors. We have the story. From what it sounds like to me, a man who took advantage of opportunities when it presented itself, but he was ready. It wasn't to say that, the opportunity, no. He was disciplined. He educated himself. He did everything correct when the opportunities presented himself for him to be able to blow the audience out of their minds. So we're back with the one and only Papy Pops. And we left off talking about the craziness that was Parrot's Perch with the fun and the bad, you know, where every fun comes a bad, with all the alcohol and all the emotions and testosterone levels. Things tend to get out of hand sometimes. But overall, I have a lot of people that talk good about Parrot's Perch. They remember good times. They remember fun times. Same thing for Hondos. You know, I never got to experience Hondos. I found out about Hondos at Sharky's, right? Because they had the little sign Hondos and people used to talk about
owners.
it. Exactly. So that's how I found out about Hondos, but I never experienced it. And now we're moving on to a little bit more part of the side of at your peak, you're doing the tours, you do all the radios, you're there internationally known. You don't have chubby. You have like you don't have a legacy. Let me just put it that way to be real. Ya el legado estaba establecido para Papy Pops.
Yes.
Ya ese nombre estaba en cada casa. Y algo pasó.
Yes.
Algo que and something happened. Sorry, I got carried away. We're gonna deep dive into the most serious part. So we're letting the audience know from now on we're going into a little bit more of a serious part. For everybody, when we heard about the news, I think Facebook shut down for Papy Pops that day. Stations, like it was a what the moment, like for real. So Papy Pops, take us right before you're finishing your tour.
Well, okay, I'm going to take you to the tour, because remember, after what happened to me, let's just make it clear. After what happened to me, I don't know what happened till 3 months after that.
Correct.
So before, what really occurred was a Memorial Weekend, 13 years ago, I was scheduled to do a tour. The tour was St. Croix, New York, St. Croix, New York, Miami, Atlanta, and back home. As you know, as an artist, that's every night. So you work, playing, work, playing, work, playing. There's no time for hotels and
no time for sleep and rest.
No time. Okay, good. So I left that week, did my tours, my last stop was back home. When I got home that Sunday, Monday was a holiday, you know, Memorial Day weekend, Sunday, Monday's a holiday. I used to keep at the Lime the old school parties. So that Sunday when I got in though, I had to play on the beach first. So I went home, changed, picked up the equipment. When I was leaving the house, my wife turned to me and said, "Papi, you need to get some rest." I said, "Ma, you know I need to do this. I need to work. I'm scheduled." I left to go to the beach. Left the beach, went to the club, set up, come back home to bathe and change. And she said to me again, Papy, your eyes are red. You need to sleep.
Hey, woman's intuition. Listen to your others. They know you more than what you know yourself sometimes.
So I, do my diligence, bathe, change, bam, bam. Went to the club. Had like almost 1,000 people in the place. So I remembered doing a set, going outside, taking my little air, coming back in. When I went to do my second set, as you know, we had the camp, Chubby, Porter, Hecky.
Heck.
Yeah. So when I went to play on the turntable, I remember mixing a song, and I was going to the second song. It just, boom, that was it.
That's it.
I remember just telling whoever hold me that, yo, take me to the hospital. That's what I remember saying. So I guess, they took me to the hospital. I was still cognizant of what's going on. I remember going to the emergency room. They take him into a room. I remember seeing my wife and tell her, I love you, this is it. That's the last thing I remember, bro. I get emotional, but, it's all part of it.
Everybody will get emotional.
So I remember that, and that's the last thing I remembered until I woke up with white lights, asking, where am I? Didn't know anything that happened. But one of the things I like to tell people is that I was in another world. Some people I knew, some people I didn't know. And one person turned to me and tell me, you don't belong here. Go back. And that's when I woke up. So hadn't that person tell me that, probably wouldn't have been here with you today. Yeah. And it's a reality. That's one of my testimonies. I say it in church. I let people understand that God is real.
And those, I know we went from coming back, but to understand the comeback was 3 months after, correct?
Oh yeah, I was in, they said, coma, they said, or whatever they call it.
Comatose.
And then,
3 months.
when I got back up, I was all in tubes all over, operated on, I didn't even know. I couldn't even talk, couldn't even write, couldn't communicate.
Powerful.
It was real. Yes, sir. Did they say a man to a child? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I was taught a lot of things again.
Yeah.
It's real.
So you can imagine, I don't know if you're familiar with the incident that happened to Fat Man Scoop, in which, right?
I smiled because
again, for those that don't know, look it up. Basically the same scenario, one person in here. We're lucky and fortunate enough to have this man right next to me, giving you all this content. That's a serious thing. Me, myself, yo soy bien pendejo. When it comes to any little thing, I'm like, I rush in and I go in and check on myself. I take the health thing probably a little too serious. Like the doctors will be like, calm down. But I don't believe there's anything such as calm down. Like,
yeah, but you see, the thing is that you have something, so you could go to the doctor.
Yeah.
I was a healthy person, always active, always on the move.
That was the problem. You were always on the move and
you
didn't get a break.
Never expected anything to go wrong with me.
Yeah.
And then there was a snap of the spam. Wow. So it's not something that I knew about.
Yeah, like TikTok, I come in, Nothing like that. It's de repente así, de un momento.
It just happened.
And then 3 months of your life passed by. Your loved ones, your sons, your families, like everybody could imagine. I could imagine the pain, the suffering, the unknown.
You can't imagine. Don't even say you.
You know what? Touche.
Yeah, you
Touche.
can't.
I've lost a lot of people in my life,
yeah.
but I've never went to that experience of not knowing the state, right? Because that has to be a totally different type of emotion.
Listen, being in the hospital, I couldn't move, couldn't talk, couldn't do anything for myself. They used to move me with bed sheets. Okay? Flip me over to change me.
Yeah.
Clean me, everything.
Yeah.
All right? So, what I'm saying, once a man, twice a child, real.
Real. So after the third month,
And
you
after the
saw the
third month,
lights
I started
like,
knowing, yeah, it just woke up with lights and remember seeing my dad, my wife, and couldn't do anything. It's just like, where the heck am I?
yeah, confused. I could imagine the confused, so confused at
But
that
here it
moment.
is. You don't have no memory. Everything is gone.
Wow.
It's real. Gradually, it came back. Slowly, it came back.
So, pardon if it's a little retarded question, but at that initial moment, you did have at least the recollection of this is my dad here and this is my
Yeah,
wife.
I
or-
recognize the faces.
Okay. But you couldn't even talk to them
I
at
couldn't-
that point.
we couldn't talk. I
You
couldn't
just
talk.
like blink your eyes.
I couldn't talk. I didn't have no voice, nothing. I couldn't talk.
Estaba into wow.
No,
Yeah,
not even
juice.
that. It's just not. I couldn't tweet. Couldn't even nothing.
Wow.
Nothing.
And from the 3 months onwards,
Well,
how was that
after that,
recovery?
once I woke up, that was, I would say, recovery time because that's when it started recovering. They bring a chalkboard for me. I try to write. I think I'm writing, and they took pictures to show me all I was doing was scribbling. But
in
I
your
thought
mind-
I was writing.
Wow, that's powerful. Man. So again, like how you just said, once a man,
Twice a child.
going back
But
out,
gradually, as the days go by, I started getting, catching on and,
No, let's not undermine it either. The determination of a person
Oh, it-
dictates the outcome of whatever's happened. So you could be given all the tools, but the person was determined. In this case, you was determined. Yeah.
Well, I'll
we
tell
gonna
you
make
what.
it. I could imagine.
I'll
Not
tell you what.
imagine. How was that journey?
It was a serious journey. My therapist worked with me.
Nice.
And after I started to get myself together and go to therapy, they used to use machines to lift me up to stand up. I couldn't stand on my own. I couldn't do anything. When I started therapy, they have a corridor in the hospital. You know the hospital corridors. And it started getting better. You know what they told me? If you can't walk that corridor, you can't go home.
Well, that's motivation right there. How I see it.
But listen to this. I couldn't stand on my own. But you know what? I'm from the islands.
Okay,
We don't give up.
that's right.
And I walked that thing. And when I walk it and I reach the end, I turn around to the therapist and say, I'm going home.
Okay then. Again.
They bring me down in a wheelchair, but I be home.
Yeah. I mean, those days, everyone was happy to see. I mean, I know you got and felt the emotional support
Oh,
from
yeah.
the entire islands and every place else, as long as the love of the family and your close ones. And till this day, despite everything that has happened, the man who Papy Pops have been is still a household name. So now we're moving on to making and working and impacting the youths, helping them develop, and you're trying to give them a skill set if they're interested in learning how to DJ. Who else better to learn from? If you learn how to play baseball, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, on Saturdays, y'all will be by Luis Alicia Field of Dreams Ballpark.
Yes.
And y'all will be doing little stuff there as well. And there's a lot of things. He's also the be there DJing for all the games, the commentator. So Papy Pops is now very active. He always been active in everybody's lives, but now he's very into the youth and the community. And as a grown man now, having a child, I could see how powerful and impactful that could be. Although the child itself is naive to what you're doing.
Well,
But-
see, I'm at an age of my life where I did everything in my career.
Yeah.
I reached all the levels, excuse me, that we could reach here on the islands.
Yeah.
I can't take it with me. I could pass it on. Pay it forward.
Yes.
To be honest with you, you talk about Chubby.
Yeah.
You grew up with Chubby.
Yeah, man.
when Chubby father introduced it to me, watch what he became.
Yeah. Watch it. Chubby used to come his little denons by the house, and I had my little thing. Chubby was Papi Pops. I was Calmona. You know, I was called DJ Calmona, and I was doing a lot of stuff. And we all used to exchange ideas, and we were in the room playing. We had to bring down the volume again. My parents passed us, you know. But we had to do our little thing, and it was fun. We connected on our music vibes, and look how like the career, he became one of the top DJs them too, ripping up competition after competition, and I ain't taking that lightly. If y'all don't know, look for it. All because of the people who showed us. So quick shout out, right? Because I don't do this often. I know I did it in one of the songs them for Calmona, for his son, about what's Calmona, what's Coochie. Those two guys was in my life imperative for learning how to DJ and then transitioning into music, breaking into the scenes. I had a lot of help from a lot of people, including the guy sitting next here to my right. And one thing is, it's not easy, but you never realize what you're doing, and it's a fun journey at the same time. You get to affect and impact a lot of different people in ways that you don't even know, through songs, through stories, through DJing. Like how I said, back then we didn't have CDs and them kind of stuff, but they had a Papy Pops mixtape that they would push. But back then you had to push 2 buttons on the stereo, you know, record and play. And then you had Papy Pops playing in everybody's cars up and down the road. I want to thank Papy Pops for first off coming over here, saying his story, how he started. I know we kind of bundle it down into like roughly an hour and change. I know there's a lot more that we could go into, a lot more details. But just to show everyone, right, you can take grasp of opportunity, you can reach your peak. Don't overwork yourself. Listen to your spouse. Listen to the close ones around you. And always take a break. If you can, take a break. Papy Pops.
Listen, rest is very important.
It is.
You know what? We get embraced in what we're doing, and we forget about ourselves.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
What I gotta say to the public is that determination is a serious thing. When you're determined to do something, nothing stops you.
Amen.
You know, you keep going, you keep going, you keep going. But there's someone that always gonna tell you, stop, wait, hold on. You're going too fast. You know? You're moving too swift for yourself. Take it easy, man. Swab it. You know? But you know what though? Everything is for a purpose.
Amen.
You understand? And I appreciate this opportunity because people need to hear it.
Oh,
They
trust
do.
me, they're going to hear it. And when
You
people
know?
hear the story, again, like
Yeah.
how I said, we know what happened. I didn't know it was right off of the tour. I didn't know this was right on the set. Like, I didn't know a lot of the things that he said. And still, he had a couple little more accidents.
Oh, you got a lot more things.
And
Man,
stuff
you got a lot
after
more
that.
things that occur.
But what we did was we skimmed through the top and gave you guys a little bit more in depth of what you guys already know, the questions that a couple of people that I held asked me to ask. Because, again, this man was the man for a long time. Papy Pops had a chokehold on all the islands. I understand. Watch the camp. Oh my God.
But you see, it was never about me though. You see,
No, I know.
I
You
never
had a
thought.
crew.
Yeah, I never thought about me, solely me, because one man can't do everything.
Yep.
So why not bring along your brothers?
Yep.
Each one teach one.
Amen.
You know. Say tomorrow I close my eyes, somebody else could take it and run with it.
Amen. Something that we lost nowadays, because nowadays we're just
We don't
talking.
help each other.
If it ain't
We
about
don't fight
money,
each other down.
if it ain't, even paying sometimes is still a hard thing to get help.
Yeah, so, you know, reality is we need more of this.
Yeah.
We need people to hear the real and stop thinking about the beautiful things and not what's behind the scene.
Touche. You're right on that.
You know what I mean? So I appreciate this.
Hey,
And I thank you so much.
I
man.
thank you, man. We've been trying to square this off now for a little while there. We like tagger it, you know. But we finally got to sit down. I noticed, y'all know we're in a different environment. My little casita, we're renting it out this weekend, so we had to shift. I don't call it now Studio B. We're here with the great Devin Carrington in the back of the scenes, helping us out do this podcast today with DJ Papy Pops. Again, thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow Papy Pops. If you got some kids interested in DJing, interested in baseball, interested in anything, as long as it's productive, hit him up. He might be able to know somebody else that could help your child get involved in whatever it is. This is what we need to do and help grow our community, right? I noticed, like, ballparks them closed, boxing them closed. Like, a lot of things that when I was growing up was available, scarce right now. And I feel like a lot of recreational activities do need to be out here. So shout outs to you, and if I'm not mistaken, it's Mr. Skeppel.
Yeah, Pastor Skeppel.
Over here doing
Norbert Pickering,
yep.
the Cardinals baseball.
So it's a great thing for the community. If you don't know, follow Papy Pops on his Facebook, Miguel Santos, excuse me. You know what I mean? Let me say correct. The man himself. And again, thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. Y'all have a blessed day. See you on the next episode. Papy Pops, gracias, mano.
Yeah, bless.
From the VI, from the VI, 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 VI. From the VI to the world.